Let's talk about some strategies and tips for you to master time management, but overall, really keep your sanity by ensuring your mental health in managing your time, managing your workload, and managing the level of stress that you're dealing with day in and day out. And so, no specific order, but at the same time, a few of these that I'm going to mention first are ones that, in working with clients for the last 16 years, I have found through them have had the biggest positive impact to their productivity, to their performance, and ultimately to their career success. So the first one would be having goals attached to yourself on a day in, day out basis, and that you've passed them down to your team members in order for them to know what's expected of them as far as the overall goals. But at the same time, they're defining their own goals based on the overall team or company SMART goals. So, SMART goals is a methodology for defining and crafting your goals. And very simply, because we'll have a future episode specifically all around SMART goals. But SMART goals is an acronym for being specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time bound. Now, you can always Google and search on SMART goals for that methodology, but we will have a future episode in the coming weeks around this. So stay tuned for that. And be sure to subscribe to the show in order for you to become aware of that episode. The second one would be the Pareto principle, and that states that 80% of your results comes from 20% of your effort. Now, what that means is that huge to-do list that you have, only 20% of those are going to be important or valuable to you accomplishing your goals. And so that leads into even the Eisenhower matrix, if you were to use that. And my interpretation of the Eisenhower matrix is the fact that you have 4 categories of how you should take your to-do list and bucket them. So it would be those tasks that you will do, that you can delete, that you can delay, or that you can delegate. Okay? So it's do, delete, delay, or delegate. Now, the Eisenhower matrix kind of puts them in a particular order because those that you can delete, you should automatically just cross off and not pay attention to them. And then those that you can delegate require some thoughtful, intentional planning as far as, all right, these are items I can delegate. To whom should I delegate them? Who's going to be the best individual on my team to get these type of tasks done? Now, this requires trust, that you could trust your team members to get the work done, but that's a huge leadership attribute of which you absolutely need to trust your people because that's why they're there. And then delay, too many times we actually have on our to-do list the things that are easy, the things that are fun, the things that we like to do, and yet they're not priority and they don't have an urgency to them, or they don't have a value that's great toward accomplishing your goal. And therefore, you should just simply delay it. But then there's those that rise to the top in priority, have the biggest impact, and therefore should be done. And those do's are those, since you're not delegating them, they are the ones that you're going to do. So it's a way for you to really organize and prioritize that massive to-do list. Now, I take it one step further, and I would tell you that once you have your do's, because you've either delegated, you've deleted, or you're delaying, once you have your do's, then you want to look at and intentionally plan out what is the impact or the value toward accomplishing the overall goal. And what is that due date that I need to be getting them done? And then you can reprioritize them in what's the most important based on the deadline. What's the most important based on that value that it's going to have to us overall accomplishing this goal. So that would be the next tip and strategy to take is once you've bucketed them, then work through the scheduling, the prioritization of them based on your overall goal.